Oh, and I figured out why I had an echo. Because apparently my frickin' webcam decided it wanted to record audio as well as my actual mic, which I didn't think webcams did that because I'm an old man and I don't know stuff like that. Alright. So you guys have gotten back onto the Dreadnought, Cursed Necropolis, and the Infamous has basically taken over. You are ordered first to go see Mistress Executioner Yazumi Hana. I will move you guys to the Roll20 page that has a vague blueprint of the massive Dreadnought. Let's see. Dren 601 is going off to do his own thing. Deputy Security Chief going to do her own thing. Where is Hana?
I defy your defiance. It's all lies.
Alright, let me make sure all of them are turned down. They don't sound loud until I turn up the volume on my headset, and it's like, ah. Actually, turn it down a bit more. Okay, because I'm only at my computer volume is only at 50%, so for me it's loud. If I turn it all the way up, it'd be even louder, but I'm not going to do that. All right. So, I'm guessing you guys go to your boss's office, Storm and Omega.
Yes.
All right. So you make your way there, and let me look for an image to show you what you've. Besides the Mistress Executioner, you find another individual waiting for you. Yeah. Not that one. You find a Herosian has been invited in to the Citadel representative office. This Herosian is standing there now. You have a pretty good sense of who is on this ship. Yeah, there's a lot of people, but you also deal with the same people most of the time. You've never dealt with the Herosian task force that has been on this ship for the last basically since before you guys arrived. But it seems that either the Herosian task force has sent a representative, or this Herosian is here for another reason. And as you enter, Yazumi Hana, for the first time since you guys have seen her, she actually stands up as you enter, and she says, "Mr. Storm, Mr. Omega, thank you for your service in rescuing the Infamous." She waits for your response.
No problem.
It was not an issue. It was very much necessary to save the Infamous as much as we could.
It's good to know, because we have a new officer here from the Citadel, and I'm going to jump into look at the character sheet real quick. This is Lieutenant Huru. Is that Huru?
Yeah, Huru.
Alright. This is Lieutenant Huru. He will be serving with you, at least for a while. He is a good intelligence officer, but more than that, he is a bounty hunter. And she looks to Storm, and she says, "So I expect you to teach him the ropes. Is that understood?"
Okay.
Okay, what? She kind of gives you a glare.
Okay, sir.
That's more like it. Don't forget that although you are officers, you can still be jettisoned out of airlock at a moment's notice. And nobody would think anything of it. Now, Mr. Huru is here for one specific reason. Put that one down a bit more too. He is here to assist you in your next mission, but I am not the one who is going to be giving you your mission this time, because this is not strictly a mission of intelligence and espionage. It is a mission of intimidation, diplomacy, and the strength of will against a perhaps even a stronger opponent. Do you feel like the three of you could handle that?
For the hunt.
Yes?
Yes, Mr. Executioner.
She nods. Good. So go to the bridge and meet with what was the he's a Commodore. Meet with Commodore Dren Whitewash and find out what the Armada wants from you. Now, I need all three of you to roll Insight Security, because you remember Storm and Omega, one of you, I can't remember who, you were able to figure out that there was something going on with Yazumi as you were talking to her over comms. There was a bit of nervousness that you'd never seen before. Alright, so Mac, are you going to roll too?
Yes, I am.
As soon as you find your character sheet.
Just
So,
sure.
okay.
17 and a 9.
Alright, so for you, Mr. Huru, this just seems like a typical a typical executioner, a rank basically the equivalent of a captain who barks out orders and expects them to be followed. And you sense a great strength in this woman, but other than that, you do not sense any deception or ill will whatsoever. Omega and Dren 1714, aka Storm, you are getting that hint of nervousness again, but just a little bit. You're not really sure why, or you're not really sure what you're not really sure of anything, to be honest. But you are sure of one thing, that she is not telling you something, and that she is nervous, anxious about something, almost even scared about something, but you're not really sure what that is. And she just looks to you both, or all three of you, and says, "Dismissed, get out of my office," and just kind of gestures for you all to leave.
He's gonna raise his eyebrow and walk out.
Omega would just remain deadpanedly and walk out.
I will take my space as leaving the door, like after everybody has left.
And Omega gets out with Dren. He's making sure the door closes behind him and said, Did you
Yes,
sense?
I have detected that.
She's scared and she's not telling us something.
This seems fairly routine. Sorry. This seems fairly routine for me.
But I believe it is your first time, potentially, with the Mistress Executioner. Am I incorrect?
Yes, it was the first time. But everything ran so tight here. So I just figured it was routine.
Speak further when we reach the, where are we supposed to go again?
The bridge, he
Yes.
says. We have to go to the bridge.
Continue this
Let's go to the...
conversation further once we reach the bridge. Understood?
Understood.
Understood. Let's go to the bridge. See what's going on there.
So you guys are walking down the corridor, and you're heading towards the bridge. You get there, and the bridge is empty, which is unusual. The bridge is massive. It's a lot bigger than what you see on screen. You do find the Commodore Whitewash is there, in his glasses and his long flowing hair and his big white flowy T-shirt that looks like he's straight out of a pirate movie. You see Dren 601, the diplomat, the envoy. He is there in his puffy collar, his puffy wool collar and coat. You see the infamous himself, flanked by a woman that you've never seen before. She looks human. His eye, the infamous Godmaster, his eyes glint golden slightly, but at first you're looking at him, you think that might be just a catch, that something from the light. You know how the bridge is. It's a lot of light everywhere, but only in the places where it makes sense because you need shadows and darkness, and you need to make it real spooky on the bridge of an evil starship. So, but the light shining down on him, it looks like his eyes glow golden for a brief moment. And you guys approached, and let's see. Also, there is Taskmaster, Patch Blackout, the fourth Dren clone. Keep in mind, all of these individuals, including Storm, have the appearance of the same human being. He's got shades on as well, just like the Commodore, but he's in all black. He is the chief of security. And as you guys enter, they are just standing there, kind of in the middle of the room, on a pedestal as you guys enter from the back. How do you guys enter? What do you do? How do you react? Give me an idea of your behavior and your discipline level.
Basically, Storm just sharpens up his suit a bit and then basically continues walking over to the pedestal.
As for Omega, he's more like professionally trained, professionally made sure that he's up to spec, and how do I say this? Practically remains relatively composed, especially not really being full. Well, being an android does have its perks.
That is true.
And I stand at Warrior's attention.
Okay, so as you enter in the ways that you do, I need Storm. I need you to roll Reason and Command. Difficulty 3, complication range 3.
Oh my godly.
Just Storm, just the Dren clone.
Can I buy a dice? A threat?
You sure may.
Can I either do threat awareness, threat analysis, composure?
Well, let me look at your character sheet, because this isn't your typical reason command check. Like, you're not looking around for, military protocol or anything like that. Let me turn down the music again. You're basically, well, I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is just yet, but let me look at your character sheet. And those were focuses, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, everyone, if you have stress, you can remove it. It starts a new episode. All right, so composure, yes. The others, no. Let me look at your talents as well. No, you don't have a private lab. Detect specific forms of radiation capable of transmitting messages, but ability acts as a form of physical telepathy among billion species, allowing you to communicate over a limited distance. No. So yeah, you have one focus.
Ooh. Okay.
The actor or the guy singing the song is the actual face claim that I use for Tren. Ooh, that's a horrible roll.
Yeah, I know.
Ouch.
Do you? Well, you don't have any momentums yet. So you are. First of all, a sharp migraine shoots through your head, and you begin having flashbacks of something you don't remember doing, or you don't remember it happening to you. But then you also remember, in the briefest of moments, that when you were training at the Citadel, the instructors and the other Dren clones told you that for now you are your own man, but eventually all the genetic memories of every Dren clone and the original version of Dren that they used to clone everyone will all start to flood into your mind. Not at once, but it will basically begin to. It's going to take a lot for you to keep composed while all these memories from hundreds of different individuals are flooding into your head. So, out of character, now you guys know why the Dren clones are so formidable, and they know what every other Dren clone knows. But you're starting to, you're starting to get all these memories, and you're getting a whole hell of a bad migraine at the moment. I'll let you react to that.
Basically, he's actually Omega would say that he's actually put his hand on his head, going trying to and squinting his face like something. Yeah, like he has a bad headache.
You all see and hear Patch Blackout, Chief of Security, begin chuckling. He says, it's finally hitting you, isn't it, mate? Don't worry, mate. You'll be alright.
Nods.
The Commodore steps forward and he says, "Oi, stop messing around and get your butts over here. We got a mission for you."
He expects Omega to take notes for him so he can actually do the job.
With a singular blink, Omega decides to move on over. Besides, we got a mission to acquire, and I'll tell Storm about what we're doing.
Yeah.
To the best of my ability.
Yep.
You guys will be fine. And they kind of step aside and let the infamous Godmaster Dranar step forward. The woman that's flanking him stands closer to him than the other Dren clones do. They kind of take their place as he steps forward, and he says, "We've got a problem, as you very well know. At least a couple of you know. We had a bit of a revolution take place recently. It didn't really take. We killed a couple hundred people and put it down pretty easily. But there are still others on this ship that we are going to hunt down, and we are not giving them a trial. If they show any hint of disloyalty, they're dead. Is that understood?"
Understood, Godmaster.
Understood.
That is not your only mission. That is one of them. The executive officer of this ship was the very one to lead that rebellion. You guys are Citadel. Your goal is to hunt and to extract information, and I expect you to do that. She is in the brig at the moment. I want you to extract the information that you can, any information that you can get, and then bring that information to either myself, the Commodore, or Yazumi Hana, your mistress executioner. Nobody else. Is that understood?
Got it. Godmaster.
Understood.
Good.
Understood.
But there's one more thing. You guys did so well in the last mission. I'm letting you keep that bird of prey you commandeered. In addition, I'm going to let you choose from... I'm going to let you choose 6 out of 13 individuals for you to have on your ship as crew. And he begins to bring them out, as I explained moments ago. You have the Racinian, and I have got them posted there, Tali, in the chat. If you want to know what I'm talking about, if you want any information on the species. Um, number 1. Number 2 is the Ramatician, or as I call them, the Ramadi, because that makes more sense. The Argrathi, a Betazoid, a Bajoran, a human, an Osarian, a Eurydian, a Mordenite, an Eska, a Reptilian, a Terrellian plague victim, who's actually only a carrier. Not they can spread the virus, but it doesn't kill them. And the number 13 is a Q. So yes, you do have the option of a Q. So what I want you to now, what Patch Blackout, the security chief, steps forward and he says, "I'm taking over temporarily executive officer functions. What we need you to do is to look at this group of individuals and select 6. Can you do that?"
He looks at the human and he goes, "What do you do?"
The human looks up, female. She says in a German accent that I'm not going to try to do. I'm Madeline Vogt. I am a maintenance specialist. By the way, did you guys ever find any talents for the that last guy, the Torellian plague guy?
No.
I asked you to. Okay, I'll do it. Give me a second.
He goes,
I'm not going to be able to
Let
roleplay if
me-
I'm looking up stuff. That's why I specifically asked y'all to do it.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Can someone at least roll some dice?
I'll roll.
2d20, please. And tell me what they
Okay.
are.
A 13 and a 16.
I believe 13 is Betazoid, and what was the other one? 16.
Yes.
All right. Well, not giving them empathy, so I'm gonna give them Benzite. Meticulous analysis. All right. Oh, sorry. What was that last one again?
16.
16, which I think is the one after Cation. That's how many times I've done this. I by heart know. Ooh. Well, that's going to be interesting. Roll it again.
Roll 2.
Any number. Just tell me the first one.
Okay. 8.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Arcarian. Cool under pressure. Alright. So that's that's the Torellian's talents. Alright. Alright, continue with your asking questions and interrogating. While you're talking to them, the Infamous and the Commodore will go and in their office talk or whatever. The acting EXO and Envoy Dren 601 will remain to observe.
he looks over towards the queue. I want the queue.
Well, does everybody agree that you should have a queue on your crew? Because if so, then that's going to be your first one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so I will go ahead and box that in unless anyone has an objection. All right.
I have no objections. Omega's like looking over at Storm like,
All right. Who's the next one?
He looks over and he goes,
I have a potential suggestion.
"What?"
What about this Terrellian? Merge that with your radiation boost. That could potentially be utilized. We could be utilizing both radiological and biological warfare all at once.
Yeah, totally. The trillion.
All right.
Agreed.
The one person. Let me. Oh, I didn't make. Okay, I'll just. So the Terrellian steps forward. He says, "I am Sapar." And I will box him in as someone for you. So meticulous analysis, cool under pressure, probably a good engineer, but I'll let you guys decide if you want him there or not. All right, so you've got 2. You got 4 more decisions, 4 more individuals to pick out of the 10 left or 11 left.
What about the human? That's good with engineering.
Madeline vote as you ask at the others that she stands at attention, rigid. She's kind of filthy. She is an engineer and a technician, so she has grease and mud and dirt all over. But she does have a toolkit on her. She looks like she knows her way around an engine.
Definitely has experience with engines.
I'm hopeless at engines, and it would do us good to have an engine. Yeah.
No be added. Put her into the box.
All right. Anybody object, or are you guys good with the human engineer?
No objection.
All right. So here's the thing: meticulous analysis, cool under pressure. That's a good thing for engineering, but it could also be good for medicine. I know, Mac, you said that you wanted the Betazoid as the medic, so I guess that's your decision. Which one do you want for the medic?
He goes, "Is that a Betazoid?" He points to Rasha. Nah.
He steps forward and says, "I am Rastar Nax. I am telepathic. I can read the enemy's mind, and also my victims. I mean my patients." As well as, he kind of smirks. He says, "I have a disarming nature about me. I can ensure that anybody who is not an enemy stays that way, and anyone who is an enemy, well, we know their plans ahead of time."
It would be useful, Omega, or not?
With a few seconds of consideration, and briefly looking at from top to bottom of the Betazoid, it'd soon turn to Storm and say, "Put in the box. Put him in the box."
Does everyone
Yep.
agree the Betazoid? Now you talking about Betazoid for medical, because you can use them for security as
Yes.
well. Medical, Mac,
Yep.
Tali, are you good with it?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So you have currently 4. You have 1 medical, which is your total allotment for medical. You have 2 engineering, which is your total allotment for engineering. You have a Q, which could be either pilot or security. So you can pick 2 more individuals. You need a pilot and you need a security. Oh, yeah. Well, you either need 2 security or you need a pilot and a security. That's what I was going to say.
Are there any warriors around that I'm seeing?
That's a good question. I would say that the one that resembles the warrior the most is probably the Retellian, who is he has a boldness about him. He actually steps forward and he says, "I am Zaval of the planet Retelia, and I have killed dozens. I will kill again for you and for the infamous."
He looks at.
He shall come with us.
Omega looks over to Storm.
We need a suicide maniac.
Alright, so that leaves either 1 security or 1 pilot. Eska steps forward, or the Eska individual steps forward, and he says, "I am Elarchus. I am a pilot. They say I'm a bit cautious at the con. However, my protocol and my knowledge of politics may provide useful in the future." Farrat, the Mordenite, he just appears to be a normal human. He steps forward and he says, "I am a criminal by nature, and I can inform on all criminals and give you information about the criminal underworld if only you pick me." Most of the others seem a bit more reserved. They don't seem to be stepping forward as much, but again, it is up to you.
I roll to get like a feeling of the guy that's kind of like the criminal guy.
Yep, insight and security, and I'll say since he's not opposing it, the difficulty is going to be 2, and I'll add that on to with the Eska as well. I'll give you information about both of them.
permission to assist because I would like to have a look myself.
Sure.
8 and a 4.
All right.
What are we rolling?
Insight and security, and if you have a focus that applies, then
Oh yeah, probably have one. Let me see.
you've got. Let's see. I would say interrogation or espionage would be good ones to use here.
Yeah, I have interrogation.
Okay. So
Same here.
the 4 is 2 successes, and so you've got 3 total. So that will give you 1 momentum, and plus your assist, so that will give you a 2nd momentum. So basically, yeah, everyone you're looking at the Mordenite, Mr. Farrat, he looks like a criminal. You know, he's got the appropriate scars, which means he's not afraid of combat or getting in a fight. He seems to have an illegal disruptor on him. He even seems to have Orion cybernetics implanted into the side of his head, so he's definitely in with the Orion crime syndicate. However, you also discern that he has a bit of a scientific mind. The cybernetics look custom. He probably did them himself. He got the supplies from the Orions, but he probably was able to modify and tune them himself. As far as the Eska, Alarcus, he's probably a good pilot, but being cautious, he probably will not do any dangerous maneuvers to do any hunting as you guys want to do. So you probably would lean towards the Mordenite, Mr. Farrat.
Storm will look over the others. Can I do that? Ones who are keeping quiet.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to look over them with a roll to see if you can get anything else from them, or do you want to talk to someone specifically?
Going up to the... Realizing that there's so few females in the crew, he's going up to one of the other females.
Okay, so that's either the Agrathi or Ramia. This will be interesting. Actually, I'll give this to you for free. As you walk up to her, you notice that she's kind of twitching a bit. She has like a slight smirk that begins to twitch, and then she frowns. She puts her hand up to her head as if she's holding back a flood of pain or memories, and then she kind of turns as if to talk to someone, but there's nobody there. She says, "Hush!" And then she looks back to you, and she to the rest of you, and she says, "I am Aramia. I was falsely convicted of murder on Agrathi, and I fled, but I still have the memories of 100 years of torment in my mind." The other female is a Bajoran, and of course the human you already have. There's a Uridian female if you want to talk to her, and that is it.
He's gonna walk over to the Iridium.
Okay. And what do you want to... The Iridian's just a pacifist. She just sits there. She goes meekly, I'm Herifis. And that's all. That's all she says. She just looks down, folding her hands in front of her, twisting her fingers nervously.
He turns back to 106. What does she do?
You're asking my character?
Yeah.
Dren 601?
106. Yeah.
601. He just shrugs and says, I mean, she tells a good story every now and again. I wouldn't put her in the helm, though. To be honest, we'll probably jettison her out an airlock as soon as we're done here. It's kind of useless.
He goes and looks onto the computer database to see what she does.
She is basically like a librarian. She literally would be probably the most useless person for your ship. And when I say librarian, I don't mean like, oh, she collects data in a computer. No, like she just moves books from one place to another in a library.
No yeoman.
Not even as useful as a yeoman.
That's pathetic.
You,
Storm will
yeah, go ahead.
Storm will want Eska, but he wants to go. But I want to keep her, a librarian.
You want to keep her instead of the Argrathi, the crazy Argrathi female?
Crazy.
The Bajoran woman steps forward and stomps her foot and she says, I am Norel Allah. Oh, I am Norel Ola. I resent this. She is a useless librarian. She will be thrown out in airlock as soon as we are done here. Please, take me. I am useful. I am strong and I can fight.
What are your other capabilities?
I speak with the prophets and the Pa Wraith. And then she doesn't say anything else.
Odds could be a useful tool.
Alright, guys.
You guys
have that potential.
He goes, but I wanted to keep her for my ship. Be a good storyteller to me.
Alright, so looks like we're split. Uridian, Bajoran, and Argrathi. Who votes for the Uridian? Say aye.
I.
Alright. Who votes for the Bajoran?
Aye.
And the crazy Argrathi.
Aye.
Oh, y'all are trying to make this difficult, aren't you?
I
Basically-
I think I have the perfect idea to resolve all of this.
What, put them all together as one crazy mutated being? I agree.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, that is an option. However, there is one other thing. I believe there is a thing called rock, paper, scissors.
He goes, but can I have the Urigrathi for my ship and you can have the Bajoran?
If you defeat me in a round of rock, paper, scissors.
Blackout, the acting executive officer steps forward and says, no, you are getting 6 individuals, not 7, and that is it. But then after he says that, Dren 601, the envoy, steps forward and he says, and to be honest, I am actually coming along with you as part of your crew, so I actually get a vote as well. And so now I am going to roll for his vote. Let's see. I'm going to say 1d3. It is the Bajoran.
Ah yes, the tiebreaker has arrived.
Y'all were taking too long, says the
I'm
Commodore.
sorry.
So as soon
Bajorans are useful.
as soon as he says, I choose this Bajoran woman, Blackout pulls out a disruptor and fires it at the Iridian, right in the back of the head.
Oh.
Let me actually roll that. He is not going to miss unless he rolls a 0 because he's literally standing right behind her. Let's see. Blackout, what's your stats? I think they are, let's see, control, security. Oh yeah, he's going to do well. I'm actually going to spend a threat because I want this to kill her. 3 successes. Yeah. And then the damage, disruptor pistol. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Yeah, she's dead. So yeah, a hole appears in her forehead as she falls to the ground dead. And Blackout turns to the Argrathi and says, get back in line. And she shakes and twitches and runs back in line. And then the Commodore steps out of the office and says, all right, the rest of you get back to work or you're getting thrown out in airlock. Move it. And they all hurry their ass out of the bridge. And now you have 6 crew members to add to your 4, making it a total of 10. Alright, so do you want the Bajoran as security or a pilot? Because the Q is going to do the other job.
It will be the pilot.
You want Q to be the pilot?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he'll
Agreed.
just snap his fingers and take you places.
Yep.
Y'all thought this through, damn it.
Yep.
All right, let's make sure. I'm just making sure everybody's. All right, yep, looks like everything's
And then
good.
with the snaps, we could actually have the jump on our enemies.
Hmm. Speaking of which, Commodore, the infamous Godmaster, steps forward and tells the Q, I am well aware of how the Q are, and the Q just looks at him like, what? He says he takes off. From his pocket he pulls out a medallion, and he says this inhibits the Q abilities and powers. And he hands it to Dren 601, and he says, the Q may only use his powers when you deem necessary. Otherwise, he could just snap his fingers and kill you all. So, and of course, Dren 601 nods and says, thank you, sir. And Dren 601 turns to you three and says, are you ready to head to the ship? Or should we head to the brig to interrogate that lousy traitor first? Overseer Majira.
I believe we
Brig.
need to hear what that disgusting degenerate of a traitor has to say for herself.
601 laughs. I look forward to watching her squirm. Let's go. And you guys head to the brig.
He goes, flames, flames? Shock? What should I do? Burning.
First, I believe we will force her against her will with a potential truth. That does not work. And the practical, or should we call it, the fun parts will first by breaking of the fingers and then gradually going up the body. And gradually
That's not fun.
Go further. We'll go further than that. Burning, electrocution. In fact, burning electrocution. How would an organic feel if they were both electrocuted and burned at the same time?
Oh, that would be cool.
Agreed. Smell of flesh is painful.
He runs down to Storm runs down so eagerly, like just waving at the XO, former XO.
As you enter the brig and begin waving eagerly at the XO, the deputy security chief, the Klingon woman with the name of Major Dom Thula Akro, stops you
And mind you,
says, what'd you say?
He's smiling while he's waving, like menacingly.
Oh yeah, no, she notices. She stops you and she says, what are you doing here? This is an internal matter for the Armada. It was the Armada that was damaged by the treason. We will handle the interrogation, not the Citadel. What do you say?
Orders are orders.
When you say that, she does take a step back, kind of taken aback by what you say. She looks to Storm and Omega, who she knows a bit better, and she says, is this true? Did Yazumi Hana and the Commodore order you to come here and interrogate her?
Yes.
Well then,
Godmaster did.
the Godmaster himself. Well, who am I to stand in the way of the infamous Godmaster? Very well, you will interrogate her, but you may not do any physical harm to her. We will need her body for her punishment. Is that understood?
Okay. And he looks like sad and defeated.
But I look over to Storm with a little idea. We might not be able to do anything physical, but the mental. There's a potential we could simulate the mental feelings of it.
He's just grinning, and he gets told that.
I think that
You see Majira, the former executive officer of this entire ship, laughing as you step towards her force field, and she just shakes her head and says, I will not tell you a damn thing.
Let's start with truth serum. That always works.
Dren 601 turns to you and says, I think technically that is harming her, according to the deputy security chief. But that's just what I think. Now, here's the thing. You guys can attempt that secretly without the deputy security chief, noticing with a roll. Or you could just go ahead and do it and not try to sneak it and hope that the deputy security chief doesn't count that as harming her body. Or you can just talk to the deputy security chief and see if that's okay or not. It's up to you guys. Dren 601 doesn't care.
Yes, deputy chief, can I give her truth serum?
Very well, but you may only use a small needle. You may not use the bigger needles that the spies and torturers are known to use.
Goes and gets the smallest needle he could to go and jabber.
Alright. Well, here's the thing. You're going to need to lower the force field to get in, unless your part Tholian body has the ability to get through it, or unless an android can get through it. Pretty sure neither.
Ahem.
Can you get through it as an android? I know a hologram probably
I don't
could.
know.
You could attempt
Probably.
to, but definitely is going to be a difficulty 5 roll either way. Or you could just lower the force field and make sure she doesn't run out.
He
Well, the
goes,
force field, but I'll also be at exactly the spot where the part of the force field will be lower to make sure that.
Okay. Yeah,
she-
they actually
that
do
she
have the
wouldn't
ability
dare
to.
run.
They actually do have the ability to make it so that only a part of the force field is dissolved and not the entire thing. So sure, we'll say that. In fact, when you do that, you notice she kind of scurries back to the corner of her cell. So she's not. It doesn't look like she's trying to escape.
Okay.
All right. So who's doing the actual injecting?
he just sees Storm running and goes, eh?
Alright. Control and medicine. Difficulty is opposed. She is fighting. She is fighting. If I can find her. I guess. I am
He's gonna use his
spending
athletic.
threat. Oh, and I'm spending threat on you to increase the complication range to 3.
And then he's gonna, I'm gonna spend one on one.
You're giving me or you're
Uh,
spending a momentum?
Control medicine. I'm gonna spend one on one momentum for 1 dice and one threat for 1 dice.
Alright. So you have to get more than 3. Oh!
Yeah.
So describe how this happens. So she's in the corner. You come towards her, raising the needle. She puts her hands up, like ready to block it. So what do?
When he goes goes down, hugs it, and injects her, and then
He just
runs back out.
He wraps his Tholian arm around her.
Yes.
All right. So you stab her in the neck with this needle. You don't break it off in her, which would be the complication. And you inject the truth serum. You get out. The force field comes back up, and she is lying there, kind of not comatose, but like drowsy. She's like, "You don't understand. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you anything." And she kind of looks sleepy a bit, but she's still awake. So start as you're about to start with the interrogation. Actually, 2 more security guards come in with a human and throw him into a cell across from Majira, and they're like, "Ugh, we found another one," and then they leave. So what do you guys?
And he
wanna
goes.
do?
He goes and puts seems like another one. And then plus he puts the needle away, the smallest needle he had.
Common
found.
small needle.
Right.
Yeah.
But what do you want to do next?
He says, Maggie, you can start interrogating her. Yeah?
Well,
Goes and puts it away, and he comes back.
anyways, can someone give me like a question on what I could say, because my brain is just fog.
Well, that's up to you 3.
Basically,
Alright, can y'all write it down on the chat?
the infamous wants.
No, I mean, write it down.
It'd be.
She just looks at you and chuckles like, you didn't come here with a plan. You're weak. That's why you'll be defeated.
No, out of character. I'm not.
I know, but while you guys are figuring it out, she's gonna say
I'm
that.
going to bind her.
She's behind a force field. You can't get to her unless you lower the force field. And if you try to tie her up, the Klingon's going to say something most likely.
He goes, were you the one leading the whole resistance?
No, I am just the leader of the cell on this ship, but I will not tell you anything more.
For another dose.
He goes and prepares another dose.
Why? You don't... She's talking to you. You just have to ask her questions.
He goes,
You state
goes-
that you're the leader of this cell. Who is the leader of this resistance?
There's no leader. These ships are bigger than cities. Some are as big as planets. These things happen naturally. I am simply the leader on this ship. I do not know if there is an overall leader.
How many more are there that are
On this ship, there are hundreds, maybe even thousands more that you don't even know about. And as she says that, the door behind you opens, and several individuals run in with like disruptors and phasers, and they begin shooting at the deputy, who then turns and fires back and kills 2 out of the 3, and the other one runs out. And she looks to you and she says, "Can you hurry this up a bit?"
he goes,
Storm, take over. I'll handle these degenerates.
he goes, so you don't know anyone else on the other ships?
Sometimes we talk, but I usually am not the one gonna be doing the talking. Since I'm the leader of this ship, I don't want to get caught. But there are a lot more on this ship, and I don't even know who they all are, to be honest with you.
I would like to run after the one that got away.
I think I just stated to Mac that I'll be handling them, so I think I'll most likely have been already in hot pursuit.
All right,
Right.
so Mac,
Yes.
looks like Storm is gonna be the only one here. Well, you'll have the deputy
Yes.
security chief with you, but your 2 comrades have run out to the corridor. And the other individual, who's a human, by the way, doesn't get very far before you catch up to him. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna forcibly tackle him down to the ground.
All right. Roll a daring and security. It's going to be opposed, and I don't have a character sheet for this, so I'm just going to roll 2 dice and see what they land on.
Got it.
And
He's gonna have to beat a 4.
ooh, 4 successes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he definitely did. He got 1. So hold on, I gotta refresh my memory with the name of the Hirogen character. Huru. As you run out, you see the android is sped out like a frickin' like the Flash, because it's an android, and just tackles the human to the ground. Now I need you to make an unarmed damage roll twice. Yes.
5 and a 10.
So, well, hold on.
Double twos.
Let me deal with
5 and a
Omegas.
10 and double twos.
Let me deal with Omegas first. So,
Alright.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did you intend to kill him, Omega, or no?
Well, we were ordered to kill on sight those part
Okay.
of the resistance.
So basically, tell me how you kill this guy as you tackle him to the ground in one fluid
Practically,
motion.
due from my polyalloy construction, God damn it, Mom.
All right. So it
Let's
looks.
just say I fucking snap his neck.
All right, that's fine. So yeah, you tackle him to the ground and snap his neck. So like the way I imagined it was that you hit him so hard when you tackled him that he basically just crushed him. Now I am going to roll because they're behind Huru is another individual that is firing a weapon, and Huru, you feel energy, a green disruptor beam, graze your shoulder, and so now it is your turn. Go ahead and roll control and security if you want to return fire, but if you want to do melee attack, it would be daring and security.
I'm gonna shoot my phaser.
Okay.
And I got a 6 and a 1.
Nice. All right, so now you roll damage. So that would be your security plus, I believe, 3d6. So 3d6 plus whatever your security. I think your security is 5, so that would be a total of 8d6.
All right. 5, 3, 1,
Okay.
2, 1, 4.
You said 4?
Yeah.
All right, so I think that was 5 damage total, with an effect. Do you want to stun him or kill him?
I want to stun him because I want to get information.
All right.
No, it was kill and fight, but I need information.
So the phaser beam lances out, hits him square in the chest. You see a slight burn mark appear on his old dirty brown tunic, and he falls onto his back. He's unconscious, but he is alive.
I'm going to jump on top of him, and I'm going to come up a little bit. It's time for talks. I'm going to leave it to you.
What? No, I will never say anything. We will defeat the infamous allegiance.
Not today.
Alright, so while Huru is interrogating this guy, what are you doing, Omega? Alright, let's go to Storm. What is Storm doing?
Storm is gone. So, you don't know who's in charge. You just feel like you want to start a resistance. Wow. You just are complete arsehole to your own self.
You can't stop what is happening. Nobody can. Not even I can stop it. We've stepped over the line. Soon
No,
you
we
will all
haven't.
know exactly how far we will go to take down the infamous.
We'll put shackles on him, and we'll start heading back to where the prison is.
Actually, it's
So, as you're interrogating Majira, Huru walks back in with another human in shackles. And I don't know if Nostra's back or not, but we'll get to her, or we'll get to Omega when she does come back. But move back over there. Okay. So, what do you
Storm
do?
says
Go ahead, Matt.
Storm says just shove that human in a cell.
The deputy looks at you, looks at the Herosian, says, looks at Huru and says, Herosian, do not manhandle these people. We need them for information.
I am doing a job. I brought him in safe. He is burned, but he will live.
She chuckles. Good. We will end this resistance yet. Alright,
He goes.
so, go ahead, Matt.
He goes to her. Where is the other resistance?
They're everywhere. You can't stop us. We're going to defeat you. And we're gonna defeat the Federation too.
Who's under you? Taking orders from you.
You can actually see as she tries not to answer that question, but eventually she does actually say a name. And she says, Voren is my direct underling. You obviously have no idea who Voren is, at least yet. That would require some research.
He walks away from us, go to a computer, and he waves over Dren 601.
He walks over with you.
Goes, who's Voren?
I mean, the name sounds familiar. Honestly, might be a diplomat in one of the factions on the ship. I don't know. He gestures to a computer and he says, "You could look it up. I'm sure. If he's a big roller, high roller."
He looks it up on the computer.
All right, it's gonna be either reason or control and engineering, difficulty 1.
I go controlling, and I'm using computers, so
Your computer's focus.
yep. Oh,
Ooh.
I still
Yeah, you
no,
didn't
I
get
didn't
rid of
bring
that.
down.
Yep, you got to remember to get rid of that. All right.
Yeah.
So it's just one success, which is what you needed. You pull it up, and it is a Vorta. It is the second in command of the Dominion contingent on this ship, and the one who's in charge of the Dominion contingent is actually a founder, but he is the second in charge of the. So it looks like the founder is not involved in this rebellion. It is just this Vorta named Voren. And it looks like he is both a diplomat and a military leader and strategist.
What did I miss?
He goes. He waves over Omega when she comes in.
Sorry, I'm just kind of getting a little disrupted because my mom wants me to pack shit, so I feel like I might actually have to go. Motherfucker.
Yeah, that sucks, but it's life. We can always. I mean, it has been an hour roughly, so we could, if you need to, we could write your character somewhere. We could put them somewhere if you need to go, or I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, I need to go because my mom's gonna keep fucking bothering me every 5 minutes. I'm sorry about this whole
That's okay.
intermission.
How about Omega goes to set up the bird of prey with the crew and gets to know the crew while they're doing the interrogation? How about that?
Deal. Just let me know what I missed.
Okay,
I'm
no problem.
sorry for the inconvenience.
It's okay.
Just hope my mom stopped bothering me at the worst possible moment.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's okay.
Good luck.
Fuck. Thanks. Bye.
Have fun. See ya.
Sorry for snapping on y'all.
It's okay.
Okay.
Bye.
See ya.
Hey.
All right. So Omega's gone. So go ahead, Matt.
He goes over to the deputy and he says, "Do you have any security you can lend us?"
The deputy just chuckles and looks at both of you and says, "I think both of you are more than enough. Why do you need security?"
Oh, we're bringing in a high-profile person.
She looks at the console that you brought up and just shakes her head and is like, "You better be damn sure about this, because if you bring in a Vorta ambassador without being sure, you're gonna be out of an airlock, and I'll probably be out with you. So you better be damn sure."
Truth serum. She spilled her guts, saying her second was this person.
The deputy, which I need to start saying her name because I keep forgetting it, Ergo, just rolls her eyes and says, "You and I both know that torture and truth serum aren't that reliable, but go and investigate." She looks over to Dren 601 and she says, "And be diplomatic, please. For the love of Grethor, be diplomatic. Figure out if he's actually the one behind, under her, and then bring him in if he is. Otherwise, leave him alone. Can you do
Okay.
that?
Yeah. And he basically goes, "Do we have any beta? Oh yeah, we do have a Betazoid." He goes, "Gonna bring our Betazoid friend with us."
Dren 601 says, "I'm gonna go help Omega on the ship. I'm not gonna be that useful. I'll let the Betazoid, which I forgot her name or I forgot his name because I don't care, but I'll let him know to come and meet you. Where do you want him to meet you at?
I'll just wait at the front here, and
At the brig?
yeah,
All right.
so we can start moving towards that.
So a few minutes later, the Betazoid, and give me a sec as I look up his name again. His name was Rastar Nox, or Nax, the telepath, and also very disarming, and now he has medical experience. But he walks up and he kind of grins at you and he's like, "I see you needed me already, huh?"
Yeah. Basically, I need to know if somebody's telling the truth or not, and you're the best person to know that.
I'm damn straight I am. There's a lot of telepaths on this ship though, but you're lucky you got one for your crew. So, what do you need? Who do you
Yeah.
need me to read?
He brings the other person.
Who's the other person?
In. This dude.
Oh.
The
Vorta?
crewmate.
Huru.
Yeah, the board. Huru.
Okay.
Yeah. He goes, "We're going somewhere, Huru."
Agreed.
No. And no hitting people. That's to my,
Can't promise anything.
that's to myself as well.
If they deserve it, they will get it.
He goes, we have to play smart right now. We could be thrown out of airlock. So that's why the Betazoid's with us, because I want to make sure, 100% sure, that this person is the part of the resistance. Like in
Well,
charge.
then, we shall do it. Agreed.
Yeah. He goes and goes to where the border is.
All right. So that's gonna be. This is the ship's like the size of a state or a city, so that's gonna take a while unless you transport. If
Transport.
you want to transport, all right. That's gonna be a control engineering roll.
Control engineering, and I suck at that.
It's okay.
Oh!
I got a 1 and a 2.
Oh wow. What did you get, Mac? All right. I'll say you guys have 1 momentum. So add 1 momentum to whatever it was. I don't remember how much y'all have. And you guys succeed in transporting. I will let me. Actually had a plan for this. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Where is? I'll use this one. It's not perfect, but I don't really care. It's a big ship. It has, an atmosphere apparently, and a bunch of rocks and caves. All right, so move that to that layer. Okay. Whoops, wrong one. All right. So this is what you see. You beam into the Dominion section of the ship, which in and of itself is the size of a city. You should be able to, Mac, hopefully move your token, hopefully. But anyway, so you beam there. We'll say you're here because it looks like that's like a shuttle or a ship or something. So you're there. You know that the Vorta is in that building, in the Capitol building, so to speak, the embassy. And generally speaking, if a Dren clone beams anywhere on the ship, people just act like he's meant to be there because technically you're like royalty. So you do get a couple funny looks from some Jem'Hadar technicians and soldiers and guards, but most of them ignore you as long as you don't do anything crazy. So yeah.
Basically, he's just gonna walk right up to the embassy building.
All right, so you're walking. It's still going to take like 10 minutes to walk, but it's a lot less time than it would have taken. Um, and you get to the embassy building. There are two Jem'Hadar guards. One of them lifts up his hand, uh, says, "What is your business here, clone?"
He says, I'm visiting the... What's his name again?
Vorin.
Foreign. I'm here to visit Foreign.
He looks between you and the Betazoid and then the Perosian, and he says, he looks at the Betazoid and he's like, "Are you reading my mind?" And he reaches out and grabs the Betazoid by the scruff of his uniform tunic and lifts him off the ground. He says, "You better not be reading my mind, you black-eyed devil."
He goes, he isn't.
He glares at you, then glares at the Hirogen, then gently places the Betazoid down. The Betazoid, Rostar Nax looks over to you and whispers, he's like, "Oh, technically I was, but..." And the Jem'Hadar says, "Alright, go, you may enter," and steps aside. So you enter.
Yep. He goes, he makes sure to bring the Betazoid with him. Just be like, you ain't staying out there. You coming with me.
Alright.
I know you can't turn it off, but I had to make sure he doesn't try and kill you.
Alright. So you get in there, you find the Vorin with probably half a dozen Jem'Hadar guards. He's speaking with a changeling. You've never seen this changeling before. And he looks over to you as you enter, and he says, "Ah, a Dren clone. I've only ever dreamed of being of service to one of you. No offense." He turns to the changeling as he says that. He says, "Of course you are my god, but the Dren clones are royalty. They are our leaders." And of course the founder backs away and nods and says, "Of course." And he goes over to you and he says, "What may I help you with?"
I'm just curious.
About what?
The former XO.
Oh, look, you don't even have to roll for this. You see fear just shoot into his eyes, and he takes a couple steps back, and his Jem'Hadar take a few steps forward, and he says, "Whatever do you mean?"
Just a curious question. Like, because I just want to make sure that she was actually lying about it, and I wanted to... I wasn't hearing this correctly.
Hearing what?
That you were assisting her in the whole revolution and everything, and I wanted to make sure that you weren't, or... Are you sure you weren't?
More fear creeps into his eyes, and he takes another step backwards, his hand slowly moving for a disruptor that's on his desk. And he says, "I am absolutely loyal to you, my lord, and the other Dren clones." And you can see the Jem'Hadar are slowly starting to raise their rifles.
He looks at,
Yeah,
His
the Betazoid look at you and implants in both of your heads, the Storm and Huru. He says, "He's about to run, they're about to shoot." And he's definitely guilty.
he goes,
I take Mac and duck.
Alright, so Storm,
Yeah.
you feel strong hands of erosion just yank you behind like another desk in the room. So go ahead and make a is Storm gonna resist this or no?
no, he's gonna go
Alright.
grab his Betazoid friend and
Well,
pull
no,
him.
it's not going to be a chain. He can't grab you, and then you grab the Betazoid. It's not going to be like that. I need you, the Hirogen, to roll daring or control. It's your choice, and security. Difficulty is 1 because he is not contesting it. So all you need is 1 success, and you succeeded in protecting him.
I got 3 successes. I got a 2 and a 1.
Nice. So then you're going to get +2 momentum, and you fall, Storm. You fall with the Hirogen Haru behind the desk, and just as polaron beams of purplish blue energy fly over the desk and smash into the metallic desk and around you, and explosions are going off, and you actually hear, and I'm going to spend 2 threat to do this, you hear the screams of your colleague in your head as the beams rip through him, as you have lost your first crew member in the first 10 minutes of getting him.
He goes, he sends a message to, he's through his tricorder to the
You have a
XO.
communicator.
That he uses his communicator to contact the XO and says the Dominion are behind it as well.
Alright, roll an insight
Candy.
or reason engineering. Difficulty is 1.
Yay!
You notice as you flip open, or I think you have a wrist communicator. So as you look at your wrist communicator to speak into it, and as you're talking, you can hear reverberations coming back at you as you realize that communications are jammed in this sector.
Damn it, he goes.
For the hunt! I get up and I start firing.
Alright, control and security. Difficulty is 2, actually. So you need 2 successes to hit anything. And you do
Got
have
a 5 and a 3.
Nice, and you do have partial cover, so it will be harder to hit you. So you see your what kind of weapon do you have? Do you have a Herosian weapon or a Federation weapon?
Yeah, like a Herosian rifle.
Okay.
And it's beam. It's beam.
It's
It's
a beam
not
weapon?
like shotgun. Yeah, it's a beam weapon.
So you see a beam lance out from your rifle and strike the Jem'Hadar square in the chest. Go ahead and roll damage. I'm gonna use the Jem'Hadar damage for yours because I don't think I have
No, Herosian's not a thing that you can use. Apparently.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we'll say it's the same as a Jem'Hadar plasma rifle, which is 4 plus your security, which is 9. So you rolled 9 damage dice, and then just tell me what you get.
9 damage dice, and that's a D6, right? 1.
No, it's
6.
D6. Sorry.
1, 6, 6, 2, 4, 6, 5, 4, 5, 3, 4, and 4. It's 9, right?
Yep, 9 damage. The beam goes through him and out the other side, and that is 1 less Jem'Hadar. You still have 4 left to contend with, plus the Vorta, who has grabbed his pistol. So the Vorta is going to go next. I'm going to roll, because I don't have a character sheet for him yet, so I will roll these 2 dice. Oh my god! I have to show the camera this. I have 2 20s. Look at that. 2 20s. Alright, so here's what happens. Instead of him just picking up his pistol like he's and just shooting, one of the Jem'Hadars kind of pushes him aside, like, I got this. And he pulls out a plasma grenade. But this is a defective one, and it explodes in his hand, and it kills everyone except for you two. And not only that, does either one of you have a tricorder or a scanner of any kind?
I would have to have a scanner, I believe.
Roll a reason and science or medicine. I'll let you decide medicine or science, whichever's better. Reason and science or medicine. You need 1 success.
Science is a little better. And 2 D20s, right?
Yep.
Yep.
17 and a 2.
So that 2 tells you that the grenade that has just exploded was actually, instead of it wasn't just defective, it was sabotaged. And you also detect there is another life form in the room behind where they were, Um, it seems to be human. You don't detect anything else. You only detect this one life form in this other room. But you also know that there are Jem'Hadar running towards your location. So, what do you guys do?
He. Do you tell him about the other life form? You tell him about the life form?
We could say that it's one of those screens where both of you can see it, unless there's a
Okay,
reason
he's
not
gonna
to.
go straight. Basically, he runs to the back to see who's behind there,
All
behind
right.
him, with
So
his
you
pistol
you
out.
you run through the bodies of these mangled, half, corpses, and burns and plasma fires, and you get to this door and you open it, and you find what looks to be a little girl, probably between the ages of 9 and 11, huddling in a corner, dirty, got a little bloody scratches on her, looks vaguely Asian, and with dark hair, and she's kind of sobbing, and you would probably recognize her as the daughter of Yazumi Hana, your boss.
Basically, he picks her up.
All right, and then what?
He takes her with him.
All right, so you guys are trying to escape now, I assume, right?
Yep.
All right.
Before we escape, can I try to download some information off his computer
Ooh.
terminal?
Good idea. Yeah, go ahead. That'll be a.
Okay.
You could decide either control or reason and engineering.
Okay. It's going to be reason and engineering.
All right. And just tell
And
me
I
how many
got
successes.
8, and I got a 3.
All right. So you got 2 successes. You begin downloading it out. Now you obviously won't be able to download, the entire computer core of the Dominion, but you get a good chunk of information that basically proves that the Dominion faction within the infamous Allegiance conspired to kidnap the Citadel, the Citadel bosses of at least of this ship daughter to persuade her to do something for them. You don't know what that something is, but basically she was blackmailed to do something that obviously she hasn't done yet.
Ah, so we found a traitor.
You found the Dominion aspect of the traitors, and if Yazumi Hana actually goes through with whatever it is that they want her to do, she will be considered a traitor as well, regardless of her daughter being kidnapped to being blackmailed.
Basically, can Dren actually contact his boss?
Sure, just contact. Well, not now. You got to get out of the room first because there's a jamming signal still in effect, and you're about to be chased by Jem'Hadar. So I suggest you guys run.
Yeah, he's gonna run.
All right.
And contact her when he gets out.
Running.
All right. So you guys bound out the window. You run down the rocky incline. You get out of there. And as you get a decent enough away, your communicator starts acting correct. And who are you contacting? Are you contacting the Mistress Executioner herself?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, saying, can you beam us out quickly?
You hear her voice come over. It's kind of staticky because you're still kind of near the jamming area. Says, "What are you talking about? I'm not an engineer. I'm sitting behind my desk. I can't do anything. What are you talking about? Why are you contacting me? Have you finished the mission?"
Just beam us out quickly.
So you would probably know that she can't beam you out. You would have to call a transporter room to do anything.
He goes, do not do anything stupid, mistress. We're going to be coming to you straight away.
You don't get a response.
Do not do anything stupid, okay? Stay at your office, okay?
You hear static.
Okay. He contacts the transporter.
This is Chief Bob here. What can I do to help you?
I need an emergency evac to the closest transporter to the Mistress Executioner.
Roger that. Give me one moment. And a few seconds later, you guys feel the material, or the materializing effect of the energizing beam, and you find yourself in Yazumi Hana's residence. Not behind her desk where she said she was. What do you do?
He goes, Mistress Executioner.
You hear some shuffling from another room, and you hear a faint voice, almost a whimper, but no response.
He walks to where the whimper is.
You find Yazumi Hana has a disruptor pointed at her own head, and when she sees her daughter, she drops the disruptor and gets up and runs towards you. And you realize now that she would rather have killed herself than to have done any harm to the infamous Allegiance. And she cradles her daughter and you and looks up at you and says, "I will not forget this." And she looks over to you, Huru, and says, You have both, all of you, have done me a great service and saved my daughter. Whatever you want, all you need to do is ask."
Well, we at least know who kidnapped your daughter. And who was actually helping the XO. It was the
With all the glory of the infamous.
Minion side of the infamous.
Do you have proof of this? She kind of sighs when you say that.
He looks over to, did you get the data? Any data?
Yes, I did. Didn't get it all, but I did get quite a bit. And it is incriminating.
She nods to you and says, "Project it onto the screen so we can see."
Yes.
And as the images come up, you see that in addition to Yazumi having been blackmailed to do something, which, again, you're not sure what, but it was in some way to act against the infamous Allegiance in exchange for her daughter's life, you begin to notice that the Voran was taking care to keep all of this hidden from the Changeling, to indicate that the Changeling and probably a great majority of the Dominion faction on the ship are still loyal. It was just a smaller faction that worked directly for Voran that were part of the traitors. And Yazumi looks to you both and she says, "We still have a lot to do. There's still a great many traitors and rebels on this ship, and many of them are being tracked down and killed or imprisoned as we speak. Will you continue to help?"
Yep.
Of course.
Thank you.
Do have one question.
Of course.
I had shot someone, traitor, and I need to speak with him at once.
Are you talking about the one in the brig?
The one that I shot, yeah.
Okay. So she says, "Yes, of course. I will take you there myself." And we're going to jump to the brig. So you guys head to the brig.
He makes sure to contact Dren 601.
Alright, he comes over the comms. "Hey, what is it, Mr. Storm?"
We lost a crew member.
"Oh, is that stupid Betazoid?"
Yeah.
Well, he was useful while he lasted, I guess. Or was he? Was he useful?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He
Well,
died. He died for the infamous.
we'll just get another Betazoid. It's fine.
Yep.
We'll get another telepath. It's fine. Alright, so you guys, what does Huru want to do or say to the other prisoner?
I want to go in there and, with a firm voice, I'm going to say, "Now spill your guts, or I will spill yours."
He looks up as you say this, and you could see fear in his eyes, but he's trying to remain strong. But when he sees Yazumi Hana, and she has her daughter, and he realizes that the resistance is all but lost at least on this ship, and he sees a great many other individuals being brought in and thrown in force fields, some half dead and beaten half to death, and then he finally says, "We are growing, you know. It will only be a matter of time before the infamous allegiance is no allegiance at all.
Traitor scum! Smack him across the face.
He's not going to resist that. You just smack him and he goes flying against the wall. uh, he doesn't say anything more, though, unless you prompt him.
Now speak, or I spill your guts.
What do you want me to say? I was just tasked to cause chaos, nothing more, nothing less. I don't have a specific leader that I answer to or a specific task that I have to complete.
I want contact names, and I want them now.
The highest ranking person I know in the Resistance is Vorin, but it looks like you've already taken care of him.
Want other contacts?
I don't know any. I'm telling you the truth. Go ahead and roll an insight and command or security, either one. Probably security. I think it's 5 for you.
Insight and security.
Yep.
8 and a 2.
Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth. He has no reason to lie anymore. He's done what he's done, and he's now caught. So it's not like he can offer you anything more to get out of trouble. He's basically, he's told you he was told to cause chaos, maybe a distraction. But other than that, he is completely unaware, other than Vorin, who the other leaders in the Resistance on the ship is.
Flush him through the airlock now. He is useless.
Yazumi turns to you and says, "You do the honors." And then she turns to Storm, and she says, "Yeah, yeah." she
He's
says,
going to.
"Yeah." She says, "You're only what's your rank again? Spy hunter."
Yep.
Yeah, you're only a spy hunter, and she is an executive officer. But I think she turns to the deputy, Ego or whatever her name was, and says, "I think we can make an exception. You can flush her out in airlock." And she, of course, is screaming like, "No, no, no!" All right, so a bunch of guards come over to make sure that these two prisoners don't try to escape as they are taken to the nearest airlock.
He goes. So who did you want dead on this ship?
Who are you asking?
The former XO.
Majira just looks to you and she says, "Who do you think?"
Constable.
The Commodore, yes. But also,
Yeah,
the Infamous is here. Why do you think his ship was targeted? Because we knew this was the closest dreadnought to his, and he would take it over. I am not sorry for what I've done. I am only sorry that I was caught.
So he throws her out.
Alright.
The airlock.
Go ahead and increase your complication range to max. So if you get a, let's see, 17, 18, 19, 20. If you get a 16 through 20, it's a complication. And the difficulty is only 1. And then both of you can
Sorry,
roll.
difficulty 4?
Difficulty 1, complication range 5. Both of you can roll.
5.
Oh, nice.
What'd you get?
1 and a 12.
All right. Let's see. 10. All right. Whoops, wrong one.
So yeah, we get a momentum back.
Yep.
Me.
You get momentum. And both of you, the doors open. You guys are safe, but you see both. What was her rank? Actually, hold on before I continue talking. Put up the music, the sad music a bit. Overseer Majira begins to float out into space as she slowly frosts over. She turns and spins as she is jettisoned out into space. The other man, the human man, is also same thing, is jettisoned out into space. They both start to frost over and become cold and bloated and whatever else happens in space. And you have successfully killed 2 traitors, probably a lot more than that, but you've definitely killed the executive officer of the ship, which is a feat in and of itself. And yeah, Yazumi Hana turns to both of you and says, "Good work. You should get back to your ship. The infamous Godmaster does have another mission for you. I told you earlier that it was about diplomacy and intimidation and the strength of will, and this is the one I'm talking about. He wants you to intimidate a Breen colony from seceding from the infamous Legion. If you can do that, I think you've earned yourself a promotion.
Thank you.
Agreed.
I'll go and do it now. Omega's there as well, so she'll be organizing the. She's been organizing the ship.
Yep. And what were you saying, Tolly?
Agreed.
All right. So you guys, I'm gonna see. There's a bridge. Move you to the bridge of the Klingon bird of prey that you have commandeered. You find Dren 601 is waiting in the command seat, of course, because you know he would do that. Move all these other random people off. Omega is sitting at a console in the back, just looking at some random things. You're doing whatever you're doing. Next week I will have pictures of all these crew. I wasn't gonna bother to make character sheets and pictures for crew that you may not have picked, so I just got basic information. But next week I will definitely have pictures and character sheets for the crew. But they're all in their different locations, all prepared to go. And now, when you do get to the bridge of your ship, you do get additional information for the Breen colony that you're going to have to intimidate. You are not to actually fire on or do any harm to the citizens of the Breen colony. You're only to intimidate and convince them that the best way forward for the Breen is to remain part of the overall government of the Breen as well as the infamous allegiance. If you fail that, then a dreadnought, a planet killer might be deployed to take care of them, but your job is just to convince them. Basically, if a planet killer is deployed, you failed, and you might be planet killed as well. So you need to convince them rejoining, and not seceding, not defecting is the best course of action. Go ahead.
He goes, Trino 6, you're good at diplomatic
It's 601.
He goes, 601, he goes, Dren 601, you're good at talking to people.
He just looks at you and shrugs. He's like, yeah, but I'm also a Dren clone. They frickin' hate me. If they're seceding from the infamous allegiance, I don't think my face is the ugly mug they want to see.
Neither is mine.
They turn and look at the Rosian.
My face is ugly as sin, but I am a hunter.
Well, we can always just... They look over to Omega, the android, and is like, just throw him up on the screen. Alright, do you guys have anything you want to do before we end? I was going to go ahead with the Breen colony adventure, but I think we're going to... Just because Omega's not here, we'll cut it short and do that next week. Are y'all good?
Yep.
Alright, so the way I do reputation for this game is a bit different. So let me actually... So first of all, let me look for something.
I'm going to get negative reputation.
Why would you get negative reputation?
My crewmate died.
Which one's your crew? Oh, yeah, you will definitely...
The betas are...
Yeah, you will definitely get negative reputation for that. So go ahead and just remove one right now. Just remove one from your reputation.
That's...
Am I at -1?
Sorry, what was that?
Am I at -1 then?
No, you should still be at 10 because you're brand new. So let me just look. Let me grab the homebrew house rules for reputation, and then we'll go through it, and I will let you know what you get. All right, so not Starfleet, not Romulan. Oh shit, it's not on here. Oh, it's in the document section, which I forgot about. So let me grab that. Infamous rep chart. All right. All right, so we'll start with Mac. Storm. Did you act in accordance with orders and directives, Storm? I think you did.
Yeah.
All right. Did you challenge a directive? I don't think you did. Did you?
No.
Did you?
No.
Directly responsible for saving a Dren clone. Did you save a Dren clone? Not last game. This game.
No.
I don't think you did. Taking unnecessary risk for the infamous domain. You definitely did that. So that's a +2.
Yet.
Adequately served or entertained your Dren commander. I think so. I mean, you had an audience with not only your Dren commander, your immediate commander, but also the infamous himself. So that's a +1. Resorted to lethal force without cause is a +1. Did you do that? Well, I guess you could at the end, right? Because you flew out a freaking airlock. That was without cause. You could have, done a whole lot more there. So +1 to that. Established an alliance with an enemy as a -3. Was there any enemies that you established an alliance with that you can recall?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Prevented combat is a -1. I don't think you prevented. Well, I don't think you prevented combat.
No.
Insubordination? No, I don't think you were insubordinate. Betrayed the infamous allegiance is a -5. I don't think you did that. Acted heroic or cool.
No.
Above me on the Call of Duty, +4. Herosian's getting that one for sure for his diving behind the desk. What about you? What about Storm? Did he act cool and heroic, aka acted above me on the Call of Duty?
No.
No? You can't think of anything?
Oh, saving the little girl.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, both of you did that technically, but I mean, for Yazumi, yeah, you're getting a +4 for that. Both of you are. Personnel under your commander killed. Oh, it's based on rank. He was a nobody, so it's minus. It's gonna be a -1 this time, but in the future it's gonna be a -2 because, yeah, because it's supposed to be a -2, but I forgot. But I already said it's -1, so. Disrespected the infamous to his face or behind his back. Did you do that? I don't think you did.
No.
Yeah. Conquered, enslaved, or exterminated a large number of enemies in a single conflict or campaign. Large number is like a city. It's not like 6 people like y'all did. So I would say no. Now, if you get to the Breen colony and you manage to convince them to, get back under the banner of the infamous allegiance, you're definitely getting a +5 for that. All right, so that gives you 2, 4, 8, 9, 10. So you have 10 reputation dice to roll.
Yep.
Let's see what you get. Reputation dice are D20, aren't they? I think they are.
I think so.
All right, let's see what you get. You got to roll 5 and then 5. All right, so you got a 19 and you got a 19. So those are 2 critical fails. So I don't care about that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dang, I thought you'd get more than 4. So +4. So what does that put you at?
14.
14. All right. So you probably don't want to spend. You don't want to go 9. If you go under 10 with reputation, people start trying to kill you. So you don't want to go under 10. So you have. You can either buy with one reputation point. You can either buy a ribbon of expertise. You may increase your focus range by 1. Point for any presence task rolls, and that is basically any presence task rolls. That's not just once per mission. You can spend 2 to get 1 medal of excellence. You may increase your success range by 1 point for 1 presence task roll per episode, and freely remove 1 complication. And that's for 2 reputation points. For 3, you can get an award of intimidation. You may re-roll your entire dice pool for 1 present security intimidation task roll. Or for 4 reputation points, you can get the 1 infamy. You can get 1 level of infamy, which basically means everyone's gonna start looking at you like you're a badass. Your subordinates are entangled in your negative reputation. Reroll any negative reputation dice once or give it to an allied NPC. So if you get negative reputation like you did today, you can be like, nah, give that to somebody else. Or you can just reroll it. It's up to you. So what do you want to buy with your 4 reputation points?
I don't know.
I mean, I know which one I'd get. So the way
'Cause I was gonna-
let me tell you how the infamy is going to work. So the more infamy you get, so let's say you buy 1 infamy and then you buy the 2 infamy. You can spend the 1 and the 2, you can add them together to get 3, and then you can buy a 3 infamy one. And then let's say then you get, you know, a 4 infamy. You can add the 4 and the 3 together to buy the 7 infamy one. And you basically go up like that. And the higher you get up, eventually you'll be able to, they'll consider you for the infamous himself. Like, oh, the infamous died, we're going to put you in charge. Like, the more infamy you get. So infamy is what you want to accumulate. The other stuff is almost meaningless, but you definitely want to go for the infamy if it was up to me.
So how much is that?
How much is what?
The infamy again.
It is 4
4?
reputation points. Can you not see the handout on Roll20?
The update information?
Yeah, updated infamy handout. You did?
No,
What? That's
it's
so.
really small.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything. If you click on it, can you click on it? It should expand it if you click on it. Does it
So
not?
small.
It's not expanding. Okay, I'll put it in. I'll put it in the voice chat. Give me a second. Media file. Where is it? STA 6.
Or
What's up? Did you say something? Alright, I think I got it.
I'll be fine.
Alright, I'm posting it right now. It's still probably going to be small because it's on a huge paint document. So, I didn't mean it to be that large, but that's just how it is. Can you open that? If you download it and then open it in paint, it'll probably work out best. I
downloaded it.
Okay, yeah, that'll probably be best.
So, yeah, I'm gonna get the 1 infamy.
All right, so go to your notes. Let me open it and put 1 infamy in notes and put your reputation to 10 instead of 14. And yeah, just remember that you have 1 infamy, and yeah, make sure you put that in your notes. And that way, you know, you can do that. And don't forget, you also have 2 spotlights that you need to do something with. 2 spotlight milestones.
Oh yeah.
So
what can I do with the spotlight milestones again?
I mean, it's somewhere. That information is definitely somewhere. Let me look up additional. No, that's not it. I always post it and then I don't remember where the hell I posted it. I might just post it also in this chat. So give me 1 sec. I'll go look for it. All right, so you got spotlight, right? So I'll post spotlight milestone 1, and there I think there's a 2. I think that's it. Yep, go ahead.
So, right.
What'd you say? Are you trying?
So, can I? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
So you have 2 spotlights. Reduce 1 attribute, or you can choose. You can replace a talent. Is there any talents that you haven't used? Or you can do your. I mean, y'all just got a ship. If you want to do a ship. I tell you what. You know what the cool thing about the Infamous Allegiance is? They have this thing called cloning that they literally everyone knows that they use. If you spend 1 of your spotlight milestones, I'll give you that Betazoid back.
Yes. Totally.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So now you've got. So when you get back to your ship, you're like, oh man, we lost our medical officer because we for some reason brought a medical officer on a security mission, and then you go to sick bay and he's there, like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
And the best part is he has all the memories from the previous guy. So like the last thing he remembers is like a blue bolt of energy coming towards his head, and then he woke up back on in like a cryo chamber, and then was transported to the med bay of your ship.
Lol. He
Great.
doesn't know. Yep.
All right, so you've got one spotlight left. Do you want to use it for anything?
Choose. Attributes. What do I?
Yeah, let me look at your character sheet. Maybe. I mean, your attributes are pretty good, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
What about your talents? You got any useless talents? To be honest, yeah, you have a ton of Tholian talents. I would get, and you only have like only one of your arms is Tholian, so I would get rid of one of those. Probably not immune to vacuum. You might get sucked out in airlock at some point. Radiation burst with three damage dice is not great. Crystalline telepathy wins the next time you're gonna come across a Tholian and use telepathy. Probably not useful. So those two are the ones. And also, Menagerie assumes that you have a laboratory, and so like when in your private lab, you automatically receive the advantage. Weapons and monsters increase the complication range of any task by 2 when the advantage is active. So like, it's up to you.
Can I use it? What's that ship like?
What's your ship like? I don't remember. Let me pull it up. PC ships. The infamous ship Untouchable Devastator. Right now it's nothing because we haven't done anything to it. I don't even remember if we made a character sheet.
I don't think we did.
Actually, we
What
did. I
does
found
mine?
it. I found it. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out which, because I have 2 copies. I guess it doesn't matter which one. Alright, so I'll pull it up. I won't be able to add it to the thing yet, but at least I'll have it. I'll be able to tell you what's going on. Alright, so communications is 8. Actually, if I tell you what it is, maybe you can edit the character sheet. You should be able to edit the character sheet. Do you want to do that while I tell you what it is?
Yeah.
Alright, communications is 8.
Communications.
Communications is 8. Engines is 10. Let me know when you're ready for structure.
Yep, I'm ready for structure.
9, and then computers is 9.
Yep.
Sensors is 8, and weapons is 12.
Hey.
Command is 2. Security is 3. Science is 2.
Security's 2.
Yep, 2, 2, 3,
3?
2. Yep. Security's 3. Science is 2.
Yep.
Con is 4. Engineering is 3.
Yep.
Medicine is 1. It has a cloaking device, fast targeting systems, and redundant systems. It has disruptor cannons, photon torpedoes, and a tractor beam. The scale is 3. And that's pretty much all the important stuff. Is there anything you want to change with your spotlight? I don't know if you can.
Finally, I'm
Venus.
fucking back.
Welcome back, Nostra.
Oh. Oh.
Finally,
You
my
wa-
mom can fucking leave me alone.
I know exactly how you feel. But hey, you want to know something funny? The Betazoid medical officer that you guys picked, they took him on a mission, like an espionage mission, to read somebody's mind, and he got his face shot off. But Mac used the Spotlight milestone to bring him back with cloning, so now you have him back again. So it's like he never left.
Yep. Yep.
Awesome.
But good thing is, part of the Dominion was actually working against us.
Well, yeah, part of the Dominion, not the whole Dominion.
Yeah. So we got like the person who was second in charge dead.
Yep. They flushed the executive officer or the former executive officer out in the airlock.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And plus, we rescued. We found out why Consumi was actually
Acting weird.
weird.
Yeah.
Big scoop.
Basically, if we do well in this diplomatic mission, you're going to be highly considered for a promotion.
Ooh.
Yep. All right. So go ahead, Mac, and finish your reputation and milestone stuff. I am gonna do Tolly's milestones and reputation. So basically, the way reputation is done is I tell you a number associated with something that your character did, and then you roll that number, and if it's under 10, then you go up a reputation. So, like, let's say if I say you get 5 reputation dice, then you roll 5d20, and then if, let's say, 4 of those are under 10, then you go up to 14. Does that make sense, Dolly?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll go ahead and start telling you what you did and how many dice you're going to roll for each thing. So you acted in accordance with orders and directives, which is good. So that's going to be a +2 at least. 2d20 at least. I don't think you challenged a directive, although I do seem to remember you and the deputy security chief not liking each other too much. Although I don't think you directly challenged anything. You pretty much did everything you were told. So let's see. Directly responsible for saving a Dren clone. Absolutely, because you saved Storm's life. Yep. Taking unnecessary risks. Absolutely. +2. So far you're at 4 + 3, 7. You're at 7 d20. Adequately served or entertained your Dren commander. Storm, would you consider yourself adequately entertained? Are you there, Storm?
Or
Is Mac must be busy. All right. Well, you definitely entertained the others, the Commodore and the Godmaster. So I'm gonna say the +1 for that. So that's 8 d20. Resorted to lethal force without cause. Yes, that's another +1. So that's 9. To establish an alliance with an enemy. No.
Nope.
Prevented combat. No. Well, no.
No, because I saved her, but it wasn't preventing the combat.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of. Yeah. Okay. So, insubordination, no. Betrayed the infamous allegiance, no. Acted heroic or cruel, yes. +4, so that's going to be a 13 d20. Acted, we already know. Personnel under your command were killed. Technically, yes. So that's going to be a -1, so that's going to be 12 d20. Instead of 13. Disrespected the infamous. Hell no, I don't think so. Conquered, enslaved, or exterminated a large number of enemies in a single conflict or campaign. No. So you're going to roll 12 d20, and all the ones that are under 10 are going to be added to your reputation.
I guess I missed out because
Double sevens. A 1 and a 2. A 15 and a 2. A 1 and a 6. 3 and a 2. A 15 and a 13. A 13 and 8. 7 and a 16. Holy shit, where am I at now?
I lost
Too many
track.
for me to count.
I think
It's like 7.
I think yeah. Well,
7 rolls.
That's why you write them down.
yeah.
'Cause I
I thought
don't
you.
keep up
I
with
thought
it.
you. Yeah, I thought you rolled a lot more than 13, but
Yeah.
I think
Shit.
that's okay. I
All
was
right,
counting
hold on
on
a
my
second.
hands. I lost track at 9, so I know you had at least 9 good rolls there.
A 16 and a 2. 2 and a 6.
Okay.
A 19 and an 11. A 15 and a 7. 16 and a 6. A 16 and a 12. 6 and a 4. 8 and a 3. 11 and a 7. 18 and 19. 12 and a 5. 19 and a 2. 6 and a 6.
I feel like you definitely rolled more than 12.
1 and a 20. I think that's about right.
Was anyone else counting?
I think that's about right. Don't count the 20.
Okay, so how many is that total? Like, how many successes
Okay.
was that total?
Yeah. Because it's a...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
anything
9,
that's
10,
above the
11.
10, yeah, you don't count.
Alright,
It's just
so
the ones that you rolled under.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
You
I
count
have
as a 1.
Alright, here's the thing. I've got 11 successes, which means you definitely rolled more than 12. So does anyone have an accurate count after
I don't.
because he's rolling 2 dice. He's rolling 2d20, which means he only needs to roll 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. He only needs to roll 6 times. So I've got 11 successes, which is way more than that. So
I didn't know what how many. I wasn't keeping track.
okay, I said roll 12 d20, and he rolled like 12. If he has 2 dice, and I'm assuming he has 2 dice, then he rolls 6 times. Is my math off, or I'm pretty sure?
It was way the fuck off. I don't know math.
Alright, so if you roll 2d20, you roll it 6 times. So just roll 2d20 6 times.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think you rolled like 2d20 like 14 times, which is way...
I thought you said it was like 12, 14. I was like, what? Alright. And a 7. A 9 and 11. A 5 and a 3. 4 times, right?
6 times.
A 7 and a 20.
Alright, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6. Okay, that makes more sense than 12 or 11.
Yeah.
So alright, so you're at 16. So what you can do, and I know you don't have it on Roll20, but it should be. I posted it a minute ago in the chat. If you have 6, basically what you can do, you can either spend all 6 RP to say that you have 2 infamy, which basically says your enemies and allies are distracted by your reputation once per session. You may freely create an advantage so normally advantages cost 2 momentum. So this means you can freely create an advantage that gives you or your crew the upper hand during social or physical conflict. So that costs 6 reputation points for 2 infamy. But if you want to spend only 5 and then spend your other one on something else, you can. It will still give you 2 infamy, and that will say, that one is, your enemies are poisoned by fear, reduce the difficulty of all presence and security tasks by 1. So anytime basically you're rolling to intimidate, the difficulty is reduced by 1. But
go for that one.
You want to go for that one? Alright. So on your character sheet or your notebook or wherever, in your notes section, just write 11. Make sure you know that you have 11 reputation now. Well, let's see. 16 minus 5. Yeah. 11 reputation, and you spent, and now you also have 2 infamy, and you're probably, my original plan was to make each of these like a medal that I could give to you guys, but of course, like everything else, I didn't have time. So you're probably gonna have to, unless you have a really good memory, write down your enemies are poisoned by fear, reduce the difficulty of all presence and security tasks by 1. And Mac, don't forget you too. You picked, I think you picked the 1 infamy, so you got to write that down or copy and paste it or screenshot it, however you want to do it. Like I said, I haven't had time to get all this stuff individually printed out so I can give it to you guys. And also, I'm gonna give you a normal milestone. Well, actually, I'm gonna give Nuru. Was it Nuru or was it Zuru or Buru? Huru. I knew it was Uru something. So you're gonna get a normal milestone, and basically, I'm gonna post what you can do with a normal milestone. Let's see.
I'm guessing I don't get anything.
Yeah, you do. Just give me a minute. All right, so all the stuff I'm posting in the chat is the stuff regarding one normal milestone. You can save it if you want, and then eventually you can make a spotlight milestone. All right, so while you're looking at that and deciding what you want to do with that, we're going to go to Nostra. All right, even though you weren't here, I'm not going to take away reputation based on that. I'm just going to give you reputation based on what you actually did, which I think is more than fair. All right, so Nostra, I don't think you did anything to reduce reputation, which is good. So acted in accordance with orders and directives, yes, that's a +2. Challenge a directive, I don't think you did. Directly responsible for saving a Dren clone. Not this episode, I don't think you did you?
I mean, I could have, but Mom thought it'd be a great idea to fucking drag me to pack up boxes.
Alright, so taking unnecessary risks for the infamous domain. Yeah, I guess running out and like tackling that guy and basically killing him on mainly on accident essentially is what you did. I'm gonna say +2 for that one. Adequately served or entertained your Dren commander. Mac, were you adequately entertained by Nostra?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
entertained when she went out and tackled that dude.
Yeah.
And murder them just by tackling.
Yeah.
Resorted to lethal force without cause? Yes. +1.
Yes.
Because you definitely could have arrested him and threw him in the brig like they were planning to do. Established an alliance with an enemy? No. Prevented combat? No. Well, I guess killing him prevented combat. Insubordination? Betrayed the infamous? Acted heroic or cruel? Yeah, I'm going to say that tackle was pretty damn cool.
Alright, in total, what did I get?
Hold on, I'm almost done. Alright, so it looks like all of this personnel in Ukraine are killed. You weren't there, so I'm not making you remove one for the death of the Betazoid. You had nothing to do with that. Disrespected the infamous. No. Conquered. Okay, so 2, 4, +4 is 8. Now you roll 10 d20. Ooh. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're in the same boat. You have 16 reputation points. You could spend it however you want. If you can't read what I posted in the